deal.
I think about you all the time. I see you in my dreams.
You don't know the love is real.
Baby boy, not a day goes by without my fantasy.
Come on, girl, tell me what's the deal.
I think about you all the time. I see you in my dreams.
You don't know the love is real.
Oh, my baby girl. Yes, no, hurt me so good, baby. Oh, I'm so.
Good morning and welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Vicky. I am an online coach. I am a female educator and I'm also a wellness athlete currently in my bodybuilding prep. We are 13 weeks into prep, 12 weeks out and 6 days, no, let me say that again. 12 weeks and 6 days out from my first bodybuilding show as of today. Yesterday I actually woke up with a new low of 55.15. I know, I literally feel like a feather. I feel like you can go and I will literally blow over. I feel so tiny and so petite. I cannot remember the last time I was this weight. I feel like I've actually not caught up with you guys for a while since the last YouTube video. I don't know why I feel like I filmed that so long ago, but a lot has happened. I actually dropped down 2 kilos since that time. I think I did get a little bit of a low to like 56 and then I went back up and we did make some food changes and adjustments. I did drop my calories. I did increase my expenditure and boom, my body started to respond, which is a moment for a round of applause. And since that time, I've just been like dropping weight and I've been getting leaner and leaner and leaner, which is so exciting to see. I was actually in the bathroom the other day and I was like, George, come here. And I showed him and I had a little vein ab, which is so rewarding. It's so rewarding. It's so nice. I can't lie. However, because I've been dropping weight so quickly and I still have a decent amount of time until my first show, we have made the decision to have 2 high days. So I actually ran a high day yesterday and I'm running a high day today as well. When I say high day, I don't mean like I'm eating 3,000 calories and getting a 5 guys. I'm literally just increasing my baseline foods by a decent amount, to be honest with you. Like yesterday I was eating the food and I was like, bruh, like I'm getting full here. I am satiated, what the hell? But the reason why we decided to include these high days is because we just don't want to get me ready too early, and with how my body is responding, that's sort of how it's looking at the moment. We need to remember that from like my first show up until my last show, it is going to be like a month and a half. So I'm not just counting down the days until that first show, I'm also thinking of the timeline after that, and from like a hormonal health perspective, and also sustaining the look that I want, which is going to be like a lean but full, not striated look for wellness. It's just not going to happen if I just continue digging myself into the ground. And from where I'm at the moment, we are anticipating me to drop probably another like 5 kilos, 6 kilos maybe up until stage weight. So I've got plenty of time to do that. I've literally got 12 weeks to lose 6 kilos, which I feel like is a decent amount of time if you ask me. Very roundabout way of saying I'm pulling back for the next 2 days. I am filling up the tank. I am seeing what my body looks like fuller. I am easing off any cortisol, any stress. Not that I feel any, to be honest with you. I feel like I've just been really enjoying this prep. I thought it'd be great to pick up the camera and actually do a full day of eating. And of course, as a disclaimer, these calories are tailored towards me. So I'll be sharing my food, but I won't be sharing like macro by macro. I might do like a summary of the day, but please, 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 if you're watching this, use the food as like inspiration in case you want to nab some ideas of what to include in your meal plan, but don't follow my calories because they might not work for you. You might need more calories, you might need less calories. Now I'm gonna take you guys back in time to my first meal because I didn't record this intro then, as I had a little mini mental breakdown that I'll explain to you guys in a short while. But whilst you are here, make sure you like, comment and subscribe to stay tuned for all the videos.
Some quick paycheck, running back to the strip club. I'm never going back, never going back. No, you can't make me. Never going back, never going back. They never take me. I've been enough of petty dudes. I've been enough of shitty news. I had a thing for dirty shoes, and I was 10 love dirty men alike. Ooh, better day than cash it. Ooh, I just take it day by day.
completely ignore the fact that I look like I've been crying. I have, and I just want to be honest. I picked up the camera and I just had this like little burst of anxiety. I think because the last couple of videos I've posted, I've just had this guy coming at me for my appearance, and I've woken up this morning and I'm just not feeling myself, let's just say. Like, I am tired, my face is leaner, I am getting bags under my eyes. But I just said to George, like, I can't and I won't let these comments win. So we've pulled ourselves together, because realistically, these shitty comments from people that I don't know, I'm never gonna know, are never gonna be in my life, just are so irrelevant. At the end of the day, I'm recording these videos for myself to look back on and think, oh, do you remember when you did that prep? And also for females and males out there to watch and to relate to. And, you know, the content that we create is just to make people feel like they've got a mate. And yeah, I just genuinely could not care less. I am actually embarrassed that I cried at that. Anyway, it must be hormones. I'm just gonna blame hormones. We're in for meal number 1, which is the first meal where I've got an introduction of carbohydrates. It's still very much the same as this whole entire meal plan is. I'm not changing my food sources. I'm not adding anything. No, actually, that's a lie. I'm adding rice, but rice is a single ingredient, so I know it's gonna sit well with me. We've got 1 egg, 100 mils of egg whites, mushrooms, spinach, and we do have half a bagel, which is actually cremated. This is not how I like my bagels. I do like them a little bit less toasty. This is literally rock solid. It's been taken out the freezer as well. I think I'm gonna enjoy it anyway.
Yeah,
obviously. Oh, actually, last time you saw me record a full day of eating, I still had a bagel. Since then, we have removed this, so I have been having a protein fat only meal. So it'll be nice to enjoy that on the side. And then to top it off, we've got some 0 calorie. It's not 0 calorie. It's 0 sugar ketchup, and also my current obsession in prep is mustard. I don't know what's gotten into me. I need everything that's spicy, even though I hate spicy usually.
It mixes up the taste buds when you're in prep, because it's just the same shit. So a little bit of heat goes a long way for us. Weird, because I get like when you have that English mustard and it goes up your nostril. You can feel it in your nostril. It kind of makes you go like that.
Yeah, I know.
I like the feeling. I crave it. It's like a little high that you get.
Yeah, this is the Dijon mustard. I've probably botched the name of that.
So you don't track your sources at the moment? Is that something?
I don't track my sources, but if I notice my scale weight really stalling, it's something that obviously I'm going to do. The same goes with my veggies, but because I've tracked for so long and I have literally weighed everything out for so long, I know what grams I should be putting on my food. So it's not that I'm like, okay, I'm not going to track my sources and I just like wallop mayo and mustard and everything on there, because obviously that's going to increase my baseline calories. It's not that. Little sprinkle, the same every single day. Yeah, just pretty much keep it consistent. But like I said, if I got to the point in prep where things are genuinely starting to stall and my food is low, then probably the first thing that I'm going to exclude is sauces, because although they taste nice, they're not essential, and I would much rather keep my calories from my baseline foods rather than drizzles on top that improve taste. When I say I put mustard on and I crave spice, this is how much mustard I put on, because it's too much for me.
You don't even need any more than that. That's more than enough to cleanse the old palate.
Absolutely. It kind of feels like ginger. You know when you have ginger in sushi? It like cleanses the palate. Anyway, George is asking me for a taste test. So
Can't do a full day of eating without a taste test.
I've never done a taste test on my full day of eating, because the thing is, I put this in my mouth, I chew, I look at the camera and I'm like, nice.
Let's go.
Why am I holding the fork like this?
Straight in the gob.
Veggies and egg whites.
So nice. Meal 2 is getting prepped for us, and meal 1 is getting prepped for the doggies. We have actually started ordering a raw food from Spain. It's called Nutricone. I basically found them online. They had really, really good reviews, and they've got different types of meats like chicken, turkey, and Mango is clearly very, very, very excited. One thing we will never slack on is the dog food. I could literally be eating beans from a tin or beans out of a bin because I don't have enough money, but as long as the doggies have good food, that's all that counts. Are you excited, miss? Meal number 2 is getting prepped by Chef George Ramsay here in the kitchen. These meals we actually prepped last night to save ourselves some time in the morning, because we're finding ourselves waking up and getting to the end of the day and being like, there is not enough hours in the day to get things done. When it's a little bit more chill in the evening, we just put on our rice cooker, we put the chicken in the air fryer, and we just have the meals ready to go. Even though we work from home, efficiency is still king, and I'd much rather have things prepped than have to faff around and cook all the time, because if you're eating 5 meals per day, that does add up with time. So key tip from me to you, if you struggle with time pressures, if you're very busy, if you work a 9 to 5, just have a day set throughout the week where you just batch cook your meals. And also invest into things like an air fryer, like a rice cooker that you could just simply put on and not have to watch and stir pots and whatnot. So meal number 2, very excited for this one actually. Great. Spoon on the floor. Meal number 2 is chicken and rice. The most bodybuilder-like meal you'll ever see. But so this has been replaced from a chicken and salad to a chicken and rice meal. I've got a mix of turkey breast and chicken breast, 100 gram total, with 65 grams of dry weight basmati rice. I've got some broccoli, cauliflower, and also some sauerkraut can't speak. Drizzled with some soy sauce, and then again just using the same ketchup and mustard that I used in my meal 1. I usually have this at around 9 a.m. Obviously we wake up pretty early, so we have most of our meals like early on in the day anyway. This helps me digest everything before I go and train. What you don't want to do when you're running high days is like try and have those meals close together, because if you're in a dieting setting and you're eating low foods like I am, I'm eating 1700 on a training day and 1450 on a rest day. That's not much food volume for me, or what I'm used to, especially in comparison to an off season. So now that I've even got something like 65 grams of rice, even though it may not seem like a lot to some, for my digestive system and my little tiny stomach that's probably the size of a raspberry right now, it's a lot to handle. So I just need to make sure that I space these out. First meal went in at like 6:30. This is going in at 9, and then pre-workout's going to go in at 12. So a little bit of a taste test for you guys, because George loves me doing a taste test. So we've got some rice on the spoon. This is so much better than yesterday.
Is it rice?
Yesterday we basically batch cooked the rice, like all of it, in our little rice cooker, and it just tasted undercooked, whereas this is lovely, fluffy, chef's kiss. Who is the cutest girl in the world? Mingy! Mingy! Good girl. What have you got here? Is that your bone? Good girl. Good girl. YouTube has actually taught me how to be so patient with my unboxing, because yesterday I got a little package. It's from Honor Active. Obviously, again, not sponsored. I did order this. Basically, I'm going through a stage now where nothing fits right. Nothing. Zero. Shorts, sports bras, socks, shoes, like my feet have gotten smaller, and I needed to buy myself something. I'm just gonna use any excuse to order some new clothes for myself. Honestly, last year I didn't really buy any clothing for myself. I'm very weird that way. I'll be like, no, I'm gonna wear something until it literally breaks apart. But since being in prep, I don't know what it is. I guess it's like trying to have that dopamine hit that I don't get from food, that I've been needing to order stuff for myself. So what did we get today? I actually ordered myself 2 sets and a black sports bra, because everyone needs a black sports bra. I have already ordered the Effortless Seamless stuff before, and it just fits so well. I think that stuff is probably the only stuff that fits me consistently, that and dark sports. We have got a little set in blackberry purple. I thought this is absolutely a stunning color, and when I actually saw this, I was thinking maybe actually going for this color for my bikini. I don't know. I'm thinking either like a deep purple, very much like this, emerald green, or like a teal color, or going for like a deep red, like something. No, this is too bright. Like a burgundy red. I've just literally named all colors of the bloody rainbow. Can you tell I'm indecisive around my bikini? Anyway, we're not talking about bikinis. We're talking about Honor Active. Now, I did actually have a very similar set from Be Able, but that just didn't fit me well at all. I got like a short sleeve top, and I also found the material from Be Able, or Able, I don't even know what they're called anymore, from Able, just the moment you sweat it once, it just stunk. And I don't stink, and the moment something stinks, I'm like, I can't wear it ever again. So the sports bra that I got is a minimal sports bra, minimal support, because I don't have anything to support, so I opt for these because they also have an open back, which makes the back look nice. This is the 3 Easy Lift Ultra Minimal Bralette, again in blackberry purple. The color match is pretty much identical. I know sometimes when you buy the same color across the different ranges, sometimes the colors don't quite match. I know I've got leggings in true blue and like a little sports bra in true blue from Honor Active, and the colors just not quite the same, but this one I would say is pretty much spot on. Maybe this is just a touch darker. So I'm gonna put this on and show you guys how it looks. It's absolutely stunning. It's very much me. It matches my green eyes. The back on the sports bra, again, is so lovely. It's just open back. And the one thing about these sports bras is that they are so stretchy. So I don't actually find that it like digs into my lats, because there is nothing worse than being in the gym, being sweaty, having a little bit of like a upper body pump, and then like feeling so constricted in this area. I don't know if anyone gets it, but I literally get like, these are really nice. I am a big fan of this. This is quite like a soft material, so it's a big yes from me. And then the second set that I bought is literally the same sports bra. It's just in the color coal. So it's like a dark what am I saying today? It's a dark grey colour. Again, an absolute staple. You can wear it practically with any other coloured shorts and it just matches. I just needed something that I can wear all the time, basically. And then I got, again, the Effortless Seamless shorts in coal. Both of these are in a size small, and to be honest with you, I am wearing this now at like 55 kilos. I wore these at like 63 kilos as well. Obviously not these ones, I've got a different colour. And they just fit perfectly. They're really tight on the waist, but they also don't dig into the quads section, so I am a big fan of these. And of course they do have a little bit of a scrunch bum effect, which lifts the glutes up. I don't know which one to wear today, whether to wear this one or this one. Watch me wear neither of them. Then the last thing that I got from Honor Active is a black sports bra, which looks tiny. Oh my god. What the hell? What size is this then? Size small. Okay, this is the Enhanced Lift Seamless Minimal Halter Neck Bralette. I've got the Effortless Seamless one, but it's got more of like a thicker back strap. So I'm gonna try this on and see if it fits, but I can't imagine this fitting. It's got that like silicone bit, there we go, like a silicone bit for it to stop rising, but I genuinely don't think this is gonna fit. Oh, okay. I think this is gonna have to go back. I genuinely think this is gonna have to go back, because for someone that has no boobs, this is too little coverage still. I feel like it shows my pecs, which is fair enough. I feel like I could do most muscular, but it's very minimal. It's what it says on the tin. It is a seamless minimal halter neck bralette. I don't know. I feel like it's spilling out the sides. I mean, the back of it is really nice. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this. Maybe I'll keep it for when, obviously, I get like leaner in prep. Oh, I'm so annoyed. I wanted the black sports bra now.
Jump quick, paycheck, running back to the strip club. I'm never going back, never going back. No, you can't make me. Never going back, never going back. They never take me. I paid enough for petty dues. I paid enough for pretty news. I had a thing for dirty shoes since I was 10. Love dirty men alike.
So we ended up going for the purple set today just because I think that was my favourite. It is 11:30 a.m. and we're about to have meal 3, which is also my pre-workout meal. This, again, is exactly the same as what I usually have, but I do have a little bit more cream of rice and oats in comparison to what I usually do. So 30 grams of cream of rice, 30 grams of oats, 100 grams of blueberries, 50 grams of raspberries, 30 grams of a whey paste, and 15 grams of almond butter on the top. I sprinkle some low salt, which is high in potassium, and also some pink salt, which is high in sodium, because electrolytes are actually super important if you want to, 1, remain hydrated, 2, get a good pump in the gym. And this is actually something that I really wanted to talk about, because in bodybuilding I hear all the time like, get the dry look, like dehydrate, get crispy, but in order to actually be able to properly do a refeed and allow your body to absorb carbohydrates the way that you want to intramuscularly, you do need so sodium and you do actually need water. When you take in carbohydrates, obviously they go through the digestive system. Then what happens is the digestive system absorbs it goes into your bloodstream, and then it travels towards your cells via the response of insulin, which is a hormone that basically knocks on a cell door, telling it to open its glucose receptors, or it starts to get shuttled in. In order for glucose to be absorbed in the gut, you need sodium, because there's a glucose sodium transporter. No sodium, no salt, no glucose absorption, or not as efficient glucose absorption. The next thing that you need in order to actually provide your muscles with the fullness, so the hardness, which is what we're trying to mimic through this refeed that I have, is water, because when 1 gram of carbohydrates goes into the muscle cells, it also draws water within it. So if you dehydrate yourself, we have just had a very, very big package of supplements arriving. Corn protein is back. At the moment, we're using the Train by JP one, white chocolate and raspberry. Anyway, supplement came and I lost my train of thought. Basically, what I'm trying to say is when you are running high days or when you are trying to peak for show, this is going to be your best friend as well as salt. Do not dehydrate. Do not deplete yourself of electrolytes, because you will not get that fullness, that hardness and the vascularity that you want. You will completely defeat the objective of trying to actually carb load. Drink your water and eat your salt. So we're in for a lower body session. This is the session that I don't think I've filmed yet for YouTube. And whilst you watch me train, I thought I would update you on the new plan of action in terms of competing. Obviously, the first time I announced my show dates, I was speaking about doing the PCA Universe, the NPC qualifiers, the Amateur Olympia, and still very much those shows do stand. But around 2 weeks ago, I actually posed for a PCA judge in Titan Fitness, and he was very kind to look over me and give me some feedback. The first feedback was I'm definitely in the right category, which is good because obviously that's the class I want to be competing in. The second thing that he said is that he would actually recommend me do the PCA first timer show, because at the end of the day, you're only a first timer once. And the thing with these shows is that they are playing level field with everyone that has stepped on stage for the first time. They take into account the nerves. You're around people that are in a similar position to you. And he also said that would be a really, really good show for me to do in terms of experience leading up until the universe. Because if I simply dive into one of the biggest PCA shows straight off the bat, it could actually, it could be a little bit overwhelming. We've decided to shift the competing plan a little bit, and I will now be doing the PCA First Timers 3 as my first show, which is the show in Birmingham. I'm not gonna lie, initially I kind of said to myself, oh Vix, just jump into these big shows, just do the PCA Universe, do the NPC shows, Amateur Olympia, Emperor Classic, etc., because it was almost like a safety net for myself. I was like, oh, okay, well, if I go into these bigger shows, I know I'm gonna be too small and I know I'm not likely to place, so therefore if I don't place, I won't be as disheartened. I actually really did want to go into a first timer show because I feel like if I do, I place a little bit more expectation on myself and I'm sort of going in there to win it. And that's, I think, a scary thing for me to admit, because I obviously know, like, with regards to competing, it's a very subjective sport. I don't want to sit there and be like, oh yeah, I'm going to win, because that's not where my headspace is at. But of course, when I'm on a playing level field with other competitors and they're also on their chapter one, it does provide me with a little bit more, maybe internal pressure, which is definitely what I'm feeling. But I do think that this plan of action is going to be so much better for me. It just makes so much more sense. PCA First Timers is going to be my first show, which is on the 17th of May. A week after that, if I do get an invite to the Universe, at that show I will be doing the PCA Universe, and that's the show I'll be doing with Georgie Boy. And then what we're going to do is go into the NPC shows. There is a show, I believe, in Madrid, which is the following week after the PCA Universe. And then from there, depending on how I stand, how I look, how I line up next to the NPC girls, which I'm very, very aware are massively miles ahead of me, really, in terms of musculature, then I may do the Amateur Olympia or Emperor Classic, which are both two fantastic shows. The production is insane, the stage is fantastic, the level of competition is just outstanding, and I feel like it would be a shame for me not to do those shows, even if I don't feel good enough at this current point in time. The predicament is whether I do the Amateur Olympia or the Emperor Classic. There's pros and cons to both. Obviously, Amateur Olympia, I'll be able to go into an off season a little bit sooner. Emperor Classic allows me to have a little bit of a break between having like back-to-back back shows. So we're ultimately going to see how I feel after the PCA Universe. If I feel fresh and good to go, I'll probably do the Amateur Olympia. If I just need a little bit more time to give my body a break from the constant peaking, then I will actually do the Emperor Classic. That is the little update that we have in terms of the show plans. I was going to keep them secret, but I accidentally did already post it on my Instagram story. Oops. I try and be all nonchalant, but I just can't because I want to tell everyone everything. Yeah, that's the plan. That's the goals. I am very, very excited, and I feel very ready to just step up on stage and do my thing and experience the shows. And I just feel always so very grateful and lucky to be able to do this sport. As you could see, those were my post-workout shots as well. I'm actually happy with the physique. When I posed, I was like, no, I look shit. But now looking back at it, I'm like, no. Do you know what? I'm proud of where I am. I'm proud of how far I've come. Of course, I've got a long way to go. I'm not oblivious to that. Taking a step back and just realizing, you know, where I was in 2022 and where I am right now, I've done myself proud, which is the main thing. So that is the wrap up of this clip, and that is the wrap up of the training footage. I hope you enjoyed that. Now on to the next meal, which is meal 4, the end. I am absolutely smashed after that session.
Oh, sorry, I just went through the...
It was a good session, but I was expecting myself to have like a little bit more oomph, a little bit more energy, which I didn't. Obviously, higher foods, higher carbs. I don't know, I just set high expectations for myself, but the session just didn't meet them. And I just genuinely think that's down to the fact that my sleep hasn't been great. I've obviously been waking up by like 3 a.m, 3:30 a.m. And when we got to the gym, what time did we get there? Yeah, we started training after 2 o'clock. So I was awake for, do the math, 11 hours by that time. So it was a little bit late for me. I do think I just need to reassess my training times moving forwards, because if I'm consistently going to wake up that early, I just think I need to train a little bit early, potentially go train after 2 meals, just because training matters in a prep. And cognitively, I am there. It's just physically, I'm just in a slump at this time. So without further ado, meal number 4 is exactly the same as meal number 2. I've got chicken, rice, cauliflower, sauerkraut, ketchup, mustard, pink salt, and I decided to treat myself and put a little bit of black pepper on top. The only difference between this and meal 2 is I believe I've got slightly higher amount of rice. Do I? I've got 70 grams of rice. High carbohydrates post-workout, low fats, just so that you can absorb the carbohydrates very rapidly post-training. You can replenish the glycogen stores, all of that good jazz that you've heard me talking about on this channel already. I'm gonna enjoy this though, because this is the last of the rice for the next couple of weeks. I don't have any rice in my meal plan at the moment. Most of my meals are protein fat meals, so I'm going to enjoy this. I'm going to savor this, and of course I'm going to put some MasterChef on YouTube, because that is just the current obsession of prep, really. I love watching like cooking shows when I'm in dieting phases or in prep. We're just obsessed with watching cooking shows, and in my head I'm like, oh my god, I'd love to like cook for people right now. And I just think what I'm going to do is start inviting people over, like your parents, my parents, and just cook dinners. I don't need to eat it. Like, I don't crave that food, but I just want to cook it. Does that make sense?
Fuck that shit. I'm gonna eat it.
I'll cook it for George. Today we've actually received another gift package, which I didn't know we were getting. A company called Naze sent us out some bits to basically sleep in. And as you can see, I have got new blue light blockers. I used to have blue light blockers, but I'm not gonna lie, they were just like a little accessory. They were kind of like cute glasses that you could wear, fake glasses, you know that look. Whereas these actually change color of the screen, which is absolutely insane. Like, I was looking at my phone and I was like, whoa, and then I take them off and I'm like, Jesus Christ, blue light blockers are going on tonight. Hopefully this will help me sleep past 3 a.m. because I would really appreciate actually getting some rest rather than like 5 hours of sleep like I've been getting. They've also sent us out some eye masks, which I've actually not opened yet. Ooh, little satin moment. Look at this. These eye masks look like they're gonna do the job. They've got, oh my god, they've got like a little satin bit on the nose as well. Let me put them on. Wait, let me take these glasses off. Oh my god, this is so nice. Oh my god, this is so nice. I'm not usually a girl that likes this kind of stuff because I don't like anything on my face. So even things like glasses, I'm like, no, I'm not wearing that. These are so lightweight. This feels like you're genuinely in like a little pamper salon. So that's being put on tonight. But also, guess what we've got? We have got some nasal strips, which if you guys have followed us for a long time, we have actually used these. But most importantly, they actually have mouth tape. mouth tape. I don't know how I feel about that for myself, but I'm gonna put this on George because he snores like crazy. Thank you so much, Nays, for knowing what a girl wants, aka to put this on her boyfriend's mouth so he fucking stops snoring. He actually sent us out this little sleep combo and also a collagen plus vitamin E mouth tape. So I might put this one on. Maybe it'll give me like a little lip filler look. I've actually got really dry lips, so I'll give this a try. Anyway, it's time for the last meal. So last meal is still the same as it was before. We have oats yet again. This time I've got 35 grams of cream of rice, 35 grams of oats, so slightly bigger portion. This is aimed to help me sleep. When I have carbohydrates, typically what happens is my eyelids get heavy. So I'm hoping, again, fingers crossed, that's going to be another strategy just to keep me asleep for a little bit longer, because even though I love morning wake ups, I feel so productive. I kind of wake up and I'm like, okay, I'm ready to smash the day. By the time it gets to like 7 a.m, I do have like a little bit of a crash, and also it's not great for recovery, especially when I'm training as frequently as what I am, doing the steps that I'm doing the cardio that I'm doing. This hopefully, fingers crossed, will help me. I'm manifesting it. This time, the way of choice is, of course, the Perform protein. We have got the sweet salted popcorn flavor, one of the best flavors. Got 40 grams of this. The way that I make the whey paste is I put it into a cup. First and foremost, you need to find some form of Tupperware to put it in, right? And then I actually don't ever weigh out the water that I put it in. I will literally just like run it under the tap, like really tiny amount of water, a drizzle, stir, drizzle, stir, drizzle, stir. You get the gist, up until I get the desired consistency. At the moment, what I've been doing, because my portion of whey has actually reduced, is I've added just a little bit more water to make it a little bit runnier, and then I put it in the fridge and it solidifies. That is literally the go-to tip of prep. Make it a little runny, put it in the fridge or even the freezer. Just keep an eye on it, because I have frozen my whey, very much like I froze my cream of rice in my other full day of eating. Yeah, it just works wonders. I'm gonna make that and show you the final effect, or rather the final product. I've just come to the conclusion I can't speak today. Last meal is all ready. 70 grams of cream of rice, oats mix in total, 100 grams of blueberries, 50 grams of raspberries, 40 grams whey paste, and then 20 grams of almond butter on the top. And to top it off, I do have a square bar with this meal. That is pretty much it for this. I was gonna say this week's, I wish it was this week's. Today is high day. I am going back to my baseline from tomorrow. 4 protein fat meals and an evening bowl of oats. So I'm actually excited for it.
Really looking forward to tomorrow's bedtime.
I'm actually excited. I feel very ready to dig. I'm very much in the mindset this prep that it takes what it takes, and embracing the suck and all of that. So kind of having these high days makes me feel like I'm not working hard enough, but it has been a very nice treat. Feel somewhat refreshed as much as I possibly can. Yeah, I'm just ready to tackle the next couple of weeks. Probably the plan of action now moving forward is to strip another 2.5-3 kilos off before we look at pulling me back again, given the fact that my body responds nicely and obviously there's no hiccups along the road. But I'm feeling very optimistic. I'm feeling very good about this. This is the leanest I've been. I've already outdone my physique in 2022. Only good stuff, only positive stuff. So if you have watched this far into the video, please comment scale. Make sure you like, comment and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.